everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kassandra and I'm going to take you through this 15-minute morning yoga class. This is a gentle, full body practice. So stretching from head to toe, just doing movements that feel really good and that set us up for the day ahead. Great for all experience levels and no props are required. We're going to start right away just on hands and knees. So you can come into tabletop pose, spreading the fingertips wide, knees underneath your hips, and practice putting a little bit more of your body weight into your fingertips and knuckles, less into your wrists, and we'll just do cat and cow from here. So inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, tailbone up, and exhale, reverse this motion, rounding and contracting, and just keep going in and out of those two poses, really trying to stretch through all parts of the spine, broadening through the shoulder blades, stretching out through the front body, deep into the belly. And even as you go through these poses, always think, can I push a little bit more into my fingertips and my knuckles to take some of the weight out of our wrists? Take your last one here. Coming back to a neutral tabletop pose, walk your hands out in front of you. Keep your hips where they are. Take a little puppy stretch. So melting heart pose. I'm bringing my forehead down to the mat. I like to keep my arms straight and active so my elbows are lifted off of the mat. And instead, I'm almost trying to imagine I can press and melt my chest and my heart down towards the floor. So just really expanding and reaching out through those arms. Take one more big belly breath. And we'll slide onto our belly, coming into Sphinx pose. So you can bend at the elbows, straighten the legs. And with your elbows roughly stacked underneath your shoulders, think of lifting up through your chest. At the same time, we're pushing into the tops of the feet, anchoring down into the pubic bone, and lifting and toning through the abdominals so that we're not just compressing our lower back. Think of almost pushing or pulling, I should say, your heart forward. And I'll give you some options here. You can add a quad stretch from this Sphinx pose just by bending into the knee and bringing that foot in. If this feels painful in your lower back, which is quite common, just come down onto your forearm, down onto the mat, and work at bringing that right heel in towards the glute. So you can do it with or without the back bend. We're trying to make this a gentle morning flow. So don't feel like you need to push yourself beyond your limits. Take one more big breath here, carefully releasing the hold of that right foot, and we'll go to the other side, same thing. So either with the forehead down on your arm, down on the mat, or staying up in this half Sphinx pose. And if you're staying up like me here, really work on anchoring, deepening those hip bones, pushing them into the floor. And let's release. We're going to press ourselves back, hips down onto the knees, taking a little rabbit pose stretch to counteract that back bend. So you can hold onto your heels, bring your forehead down to the mat, and just rock up onto the crown of your head, lifting your hips off of your heels, but keeping the grip of your heels. Use this tension to kind of stretch out through your lower back. Let's release, finding downward facing dog. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Tuck the toes under and lift your hips up and back. So bend your knees as much as you'd like. I always like to paddle the feet, especially first thing in the morning. I find my hamstrings are always like the tightest part of my body. So straight legs rarely works for me here. But do try to keep your arms straight, your neck relaxed so your head can be heavy. Tone the navel back towards the spine. And if it feels good, you can reach your right leg up towards the sky, bend your right knee, open up your hip, give yourself a big thigh stretch here. And we'll come into a low lunge. So the right foot will step forward to the top of the mat between your hands. My knee is on top of my ankle. I'm going to point my back toes. And just finding this runner's lunge variation first. You can be up on your fist or up onto your fingertips. Think of melting the hips down, pulling your heart forward. So almost like a little bit of a chest opener here. And adding a little twist. Keep the left palm anchored to the mat, right hand to your right thigh, and push as you rotate, looking over your right shoulder. Facing forward once more, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee off the mat, and we're coming into warrior two. So you can spin your back foot parallel to the shorter edge of your mat as you come up. Arms extending out, palms facing down. Really bend into that right knee. Keep your shoulders directly over the top of your hips. Let's find a side bend here. So reverse, left hand down, right arm up. Big side body stretch. And we'll circle the palms coming down to the mat right away, just back into our downward facing dog. So bring that right foot back to meet the left, paddle out the feet, and we'll go do the same poses over on the other side. So left leg can stretch up, bend your left knee, open up your hip, and we'll find our low lunge. Knee is on top of the ankle. And I'm just going to stay up on my fingertips here, working on pressing my shoulders down and away from the ears, really pushing into that big left toe so you're not rolling out to the side too much. Breathing in and out through your nose. Let's add a little twist. Right hand is flat on the mat, left hand to your thigh, and use the hand to kind of push and lift your belly off of that leg to rotate a little further. Finding even more length along your spine. Releasing the twist, we're coming into warrior two, so you can tuck the back toes under. Bring that back foot parallel to the shorter edge of your mat and push firmly into the ground to come up. Keep that left knee pressing and squeezing open, reaching and sending that energy out through the fingertips. Pull the lower belly in, reverse, right hand down, left arm up, big side bend here. Nothing changes in the legs. And let's bring our hands down to the mat. This will be our last downward facing dog. So stretch everything out here. You can widen your feet if you'd like. Really find the stance that feels the best to you. And let's bring the knees down to the mat. We'll come into a butterfly fold, so you can bring your legs out in front of you. Soles of the feet come together to touch. Knees fall apart. And before we come to a forward fold, grab a hold of your big toes with your two peace fingers and see if you can just do cat and cow from here a few times. So inhale, lift up through the heart, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you, and then exhale, round and contract, chin to chest. Just a few more like this here. So very normal to not have as much of a range of motion when we're doing it from this pose. One more cycle. And coming up with a flat back, see if you can pull yourself forward. And once you find that natural point of resistance where you just can't go anymore, I like to just bring my arms out in front of me and then I let my spine naturally round, making this a passive forward fold. And these morning classes can be a really wonderful opportunity to help us set the tone for the day ahead. If you've done my morning classes with me, you already know this by now. I like to choose a one-word intention for the day. And it can be the first word that pops into your head, or you might give it a bit more thought. But it's just, what's important to you today? What is your priority? How do you want to feel? What do you want to focus on? Push your hands into the mat, start to uncurl and lift yourself up, and we'll find a seated twist from here. So you can straighten both legs first. We're going to bend the right knee, cross your right foot over the top of your left thigh. So you're squeezing and pulling that in. Wrap your left arm around that thigh and really lengthen, grow a little taller. Right fingertips can go behind you as you open up, twisting to the right, pulling the lower belly in and up. No slouching, no rounding. Relax your shoulders down. And let's release, facing forward, switching sides, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee this time, cross it over and really push down into that big left toe. Wrap your right arm around your thigh to help pull it in closer. At the same time as I'm pulling it, this is lifting me up. And then rotating over to the left. One more deep belly breath in here. And exhale to release. Let's take one more passive forward fold. So you're going to stretch your legs out in front of you. I love to do this first thing in the morning. Feet are hip width distance apart. Passive fold, meaning I'm allowing myself to round and contract, letting gravity pull me down. Again, because the hamstrings tend to be quite tight in the morning, you probably won't be going that far into this forward fold, and that's totally fine. We're just looking for a little bit of sensation as we stretch all through that posterior chain. So all of the muscles at the back body, from the crown of the head, down the spine, and all the way down the backs of the legs and into the soles of the feet. So just 3 deep breaths here. A little bend in the knees is perfectly fine. And let's walk our hands in. Instead of taking a twist, you're going to bring your hands back behind you, feet flat on the mat, widen your feet a little bit, and just do a little windshield wiper motion with the knees, just to release from this pose. Our yoga practice does not need to be overly complex or strenuous in order to be effective. One last little pose here. So with your feet flat on the mat, bring them hip width distance apart. Bring your hands back behind you, fingertips pointing towards your heels, about shoulder width distance apart, and see if you can come into a little reverse tabletop pose. So you're going to push your feet into the mat, squeeze through your seat, and lift up. Get a nice big stretch through the front of the shoulders. And we'll release, setting the hips back down. Come to take a seat however is comfortable to you. Circle your arms up and wide. Really stretch as if you were being pulled and lifted up. Exhale, hands come together at the heart. Let's do that 3 more times. So inhale. And exhale. I'm bringing it in twice more. Big stretch and reach and lift. And exhale, down through to center. Last time here, inhale. And exhale, maintain the hands at the heart, Anjali Mudra, closing your eyes. If you have your one word intention for the day, really focus on it right now. Noticing how even just 15 minutes of movement can change how we feel in our bodies, can change our mental state and how we're feeling. And let's set our intention for the day and close our practice by chanting Om one time together. Let's inhale to chant. Breathe in deeply. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing this short morning flow. I hope you feel ready to take on your day and that you're just more comfortable in your body overall. If you had a one-word intention, leave it down below as a comment. I always like to know what that intention is for you guys. And I have hundreds, literally like hundreds upon hundreds by now of these short morning classes. So if you'd like to make this a habit and a daily routine, definitely check out that playlist and maybe we will connect again tomorrow morning on the mat. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.